Hello everybody, welcome back to Beaver Stadium where Penn State just defeated the Villanova Wildcats 38-17 at home. It was an interesting game to say the least. Penn State obviously in control the whole way, but at the same time, James Franklin in his post-game press conference talked about how his team holds themselves to a specific standard. He feels that standard was not met this week. While Sean Clifford, of course, had a tremendous day, and so did the wide receiving group. There was definitely some issues on the offensive end as well, with the run game, with the tight ends, which we saw performing big time last week. But of course, the defense, doing what they've done the whole season, was able to hold it down. The starters played significantly better, I would say, than the offensive group, only allowing 3 points. So Max, what did you kind of see from the offense, and where were those struggles kind of lying?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a common theme all season, but the run game just really isn't there yet for Penn State. I mean, we've heard plenty, they were the only school in the country to put 3 running backs on the Doak Walker watch list, but it just hasn't clicked yet. We heard plenty of times that there might have been some complacency in practice this week, and maybe that kind of plays into underperforming against an FCS opponent, but the passing game has opened stuff up. I mean, Jahan Dotson, Parker Washington, Keandre Lambert-Smith all had long touchdowns. Sean Clifford became the first Penn State quarterback since Christian Hackenberg to go over 400 yards. The passing game was there. You'd think that the box was opened up. You'd think they'd have room to run, and yet Penn State averaged 2.4 yards per carry. It's just not there yet, and especially as we go into Big Ten play, that's going to be something really important. If you're not able to grind it out and pick up those long drives, if you're only scoring on one-play drives, it's not going to be a good look. So I think the running game is obviously one of the biggest things to take away from this game. I mean, it's a big win, 38 points, but it all came through the air, and that's something Penn State's going to need to get better at.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean Clifford goes for the second most yards for a Penn State quarterback of all time with that 401. So obviously he plays well, but like they say, not the standard that they're accustomed to. Alexis, now the defensive side of the ball, the starters only allowed 3 points. Obviously, let up a couple touchdowns at the end from the reserves. What did you see from the starting defensive group today?
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning that Penn State's starting defensive group only gave up 52 yards of total offense in the first half. So obviously they were firing on all cylinders once again against Villanova, keeping that momentum going from their previous games. And that's something that's going to have to continue as they get into Big Ten play. But these starters have continued their strong performances, as I said, from previous games. Obviously, Brandon Smith continued what he did as the reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the Big Ten. Jaquan Brisker came and streaking it into the backfield, landing a sack on Villanova's quarterback. And Arnold Noviketti still coming off strong off the edge, getting a couple pass rushes and pressures on the quarterback. So they came out strong once again today, and once again, that's something that's going to have to continue as they get into Big Ten play. Brent Pry should be very proud of this group from this performance today.
Yeah, and that'll wrap it up from our coverage here at Beaver Stadium today. Again, Penn State defeating Villanova at home, and we will be back here next week for Indiana as they come to Beaver Stadium for a 7:30 kickoff once again. Make sure to follow the Collegian on Twitter at Collegian Footblog, or PSU Footblog, excuse me, and on our website at collegian.psu.edu.